You want to read the book, but you don't want to read the book. Here's a summary of the book. Here we go. There are 13 principles of self-improvement necessary for financial success. Desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, the mastermind, transmutation of energy, the subconscious mind, the brain, the sixth sense, overcoming common fears. You can find the one great money-making secret in every chapter of this book. One important point to start with: are you success conscious or are you failure conscious? More often than not, you will stop persevering just before reaching success. We foolishly believe that our own limitations are the proper measure of limitations. Faith, love, and your own physical energy are the most important emotional drivers, the most powerful drivers of taking action. Autosuggestion, also known as positive affirmations, can help you build faith.
Faith is just confidence. Confidence comes from trusting yourself. You build trust in yourself by repeatedly exposing yourself to the ideas, energy, and actions that you want to pursue.
Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. Something to think about in relation to self-confidence. Believe you can achieve, and so demand of yourself persistent action towards attainment.
Why are books like this so repetitive? I feel like every time I'm reading one of these road to riches, financial success, self-improvement kind of books, the author is just always repeating themselves. Maybe it's one of the principles that this book talks about in action. The book is actually convincing you that these principles are sound by demonstrating it. It's actually reinforcing the principles rather than just explaining them.
Don't wait for a definite plan to start making money. Start visualizing it and demanding it. Be alert for the plans handed over to you by the subconscious mind. When those plans appear, put them into action immediately. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts which have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. Your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions that are emotionalized or injected with emotion. Faith is the strongest emotion, so it's very important to build faith and to build trust in yourself.
Trust in oneself is built by keeping promises to oneself. Having trust in yourself over time is what builds confidence. That's what confidence is. Confidence is faith.
Faith is required in order to emotionalize instructions enough for your subconscious to believe it. Your subconscious mind must believe instructions in order for those ideas to come to fruition. They say knowledge is power, but knowledge is only power if those ideas are directed into a definite purpose with a definite plan of action to a definite end. You need to take action in order to achieve. Knowledge is power, actions are power. There are two kinds of knowledge: general and specialized. General knowledge is useless. General knowledge is just trivia. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge.
Paying for knowledge is basically like taking a shortcut. Time is our most valuable asset, so assuming you have the money to spend, it makes sense to spend money on attaining knowledge that will help you reach your goals.
Anything acquired without effort and without cost is generally unappreciated, often discredited.
You often hear stories about people who have generational wealth and haven't really accumulated riches themselves. There's a stereotype about these kinds of people, generally snobby and spoiled. They can't appreciate what they didn't put in effort to achieve. We also often wonder why rich people don't give more away for free, and maybe they should. They probably think that people won't put what they're giving to good use because it hasn't been earned by them. Is this right? That's for you to decide. Synthetic imagination versus creative imagination. If you've ever read The Inner Game of Tennis, this concept is really similar to the notion of self one and self two. Synthetic imagination represents trying too hard. Creative imagination represents letting ideas and creativity flow naturally and freely.
Creative imagination does not die, but does become quiet due to inactivity.
Children are generally more imaginative than adults, but we can rekindle and foster that creativity. We just need to practice.
QQS: quality, quantity, and spirit. These are the three causes of success in marketing services to others. Quality of service and total output of service are obvious factors. Andrew Carnegie also expressed the need for harmonious conduct, or the correct spirit. People must be agreeable in order for others to find value in their services. 30 major causes of failure. Unfavorable hereditary background, lack of well-defined life purpose, lack of ambition, insufficient education, lack of self-discipline, poor health, bad environmental influences during childhood, procrastination, lack of persistence, negative personality, lack of controlled physical urges, wanting something for nothing, poor power of decision, fear, wrong selection of life partner, being overly cautious, wrong selection of business associates, superstition and prejudice, pursuing the wrong vocation, lack of concentrated effort, spending indiscriminately, lack of enthusiasm, intolerance, intemperance, inability to cooperate with others, possession of unearned power, dishonesty, vanity, guessing rather than thinking, lack of capital.
Of these 30 causes of failure, we have partial power and influence over all but 2 of them. Circumstances will always play a role in everyone's story, but there are more factors of success that we have some control over than there are factors that we have no control over.
Education is about the application of knowledge, not knowledge for the sake of having knowledge. And the true meaning and purpose of education is to get whatever you want in life without violating the rights of others. Most of us are good starters and poor finishers.
You are average. Take solace in this, not offense. You are not broken, and there's nothing wrong with you. All you need to do is overcome the common human challenge of being prone to start something but not to persevere.
Organized capital and capitalism. It's not necessarily good or bad, but it is the way to achieve riches in today's society. When it comes down to it, rendering useful products and services is the only legal way to build riches in today's world. Indecision and procrastination are the largest barriers to wealth. Surround yourself with a mastermind group. This will allow you to be persistent. You need to be in an environment of persistence in order to persevere yourself. Snap out of your mental inertia. Mental inertia is the lack of persistence. Move slowly at first, and then pick up speed as you gain control of your will.
Inertia takes time and effort to reverse, but it is exponential in nature. You will pick up speed.
Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only by so doing can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success. 16 symptoms of lack of persistence. Failure to define wants, procrastination, lack of specialized knowledge, indecision, making excuses. Success requires no apologies. Failure permits no alibis. Seeking immediate gratification, indifference, blaming others, weak desire, penchant for quitting, poor organization, failure to seize opportunities and pursue new ideas, wishing rather than willing, contentedness with poverty, taking shortcuts, fear of criticism. Don't aim so high. People will think you are crazy. 4 steps to develop persistence. 1. Have a definite purpose backed by a burning desire to fulfill that purpose. 2. Have a definite plan and act on that plan incessantly. 3. Shut out all negative influence. 4. Create alliances of like-minded individuals. Creative imagination. All great ideas are born of creative imagination. These are the hunches or small voices from within that create the seeds of all great ideas. No 2 love experiences are the same. All love is beneficial. Do not resent when love departs. Love is not experienced only once, but is always experienced uniquely. The subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you do not feed it positive thoughts, it will feed on all negativity. All thoughts going out of the conscious mind embed themselves into the subconscious mind. So, use intention with positive conscious thoughts in order to inform the subconscious. The subconscious mind is particularly susceptible to emotion, so pair all of your conscious thoughts with emotion. This will make your thoughts more easily absorbed by the subconscious. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. One must dominate, so get rid of all negativity. People generally resort to prayer when all else fails. When all else has failed, you're generally very fearful. If you pray with fear of not receiving what you're praying for, your prayers will never be answered. You're actualizing the results of your prayer with your own fear. You have to have faith and be hopeful for the result in order to achieve it.
This relates to both religious and non-religious contexts. You don't have to be religious to manifest something. You don't have to be religious to have fear. And you don't have to be religious in order to achieve.
The three enemies of the sixth sense are indecision, doubt, and fear. To vanquish an enemy, you need to know its name, its habits, and where it resides. Habits and fears often hide in the subconscious, where they are as difficult to locate as they are to extinguish once you do locate them. Destructive thoughts break down the faculty of creative imagination. They also repel others and embed themselves in the subconscious, where they become character traits that persist. Mind control is the result of self-discipline and habit. You either control your mind or it controls you. There's no halfway compromise. The best way to control your mind is to keep it busy with a definite purpose backed by a definite plan of action. Have the courage to see yourself as you are right now so that you can see your weaknesses and begin addressing them. Read the book. Reading is good for you.